Young ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you wherever you are around the world. So, this is making international headlines. This image comes from a video that I captured. This video has gone around the world. It has gone viral. If you haven't seen it yet, it's global news. French President Emmanuel Macron. I don't know what word I can use to avoid being censored by the platform, but if it's humiliation, yes. He took that today hard and very strongly. And despite everything, the man never gets discouraged. Do you see these two images there? Do you see the difference? There was a meeting today between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky. Today, April 26th, 2025, in Rome at the Vatican. It was during this moment that Trump had a one-on-one meeting with Zelensky. But what many don't know is what this image explains. What many don't know is that Donald Trump was walking, he was coming with Emmanuel Macron and Zelensky. Emmanuel Macron had already arranged for 3 chairs to be prepared. So it was supposed to be a 3-way meeting, according to the Emmanuel Macron's plan. Since Macron doesn't want to, he feels too important. He doesn't want to be sidelined. So, upon approaching, when Donald Trump saw that there were 3 chairs, and they were 3, Donald Trump ordered Macron to remove the 3rd chair. Yes, he asked to have the 3rd chair removed because he wanted to speak only with Volodymyr Zelensky. Do you see? This way of sidelining is Emmanuel Macron. Yet they came together. They were talking. In the video, you can see them talking. I don't want to post the video to avoid copyright issues and all that, since I don't own the copyright to the video. That's why I captured the image. They were talking. Surely while walking, they were talking about peace in Ukraine, etc. But when they got to the real situation, where the one-on-one should begin, they put Emmanuel Macron out. Yeah. So? No. No. Donald Trump, he's something, huh? And then it happened in front of the cameras, because there were cameras on them filming. So, here's the first piece of international news. We have 2 other major events that have shaken international news, which we will see shortly. But already, what needs to be said is that Emmanuel Macron, it's over for the guy anyway. That is to say, Donald Trump showed him clearly that if he's smart, he should keep his mouth out of this Ukraine affair. Beyond this aspect, Donald Trump made several statements, among which one is very important. Donald Trump is not happy with Vladimir Putin, because in recent days, Russia has gone too far with its strikes on Ukraine. The cities of Ukraine have been hit, and seriously so. And what hurts the most, and what he refuses to say, what the Westerners even refuse to say, even the Western media, is that these recent strikes, orchestrated by Vladimir Putin in recent days, are strikes that affect NATO officers. So it hits the heart of NATO. It hurts a lot. Today, America has not yet left NATO. America is still part of NATO. So what proves that French soldiers are not, at least, American soldiers are not part of it? And even if there are no American soldiers, NATO is NATO, until proven otherwise. Donald Trump, very shocked, made a statement. Let's see what Donald Trump said. Share this video conference with me. It must be shared as much as possible. Share it. Share it in all possible groups. There you go, share the video conference. So, Donald Trump, he says this. He says, Vladimir Putin was just patting me. I don't see any sharing. I don't see any sharing. Yes, share the video as much as possible. He says, Vladimir Putin was just petting me. So, Donald Trump admits that Putin might not be interested in ending the war in Ukraine. So, when he talks about patting, it's because, obviously, the fact that Putin gave the opportunity, well, to sit down, to negotiate. In any case, according to him, it might be a pretense. He was just patting Trump. But apparently, Trump says that apparently he feels that Putin is not interested in ending the war. So, the Russian missile attacks on Ukrainian cities, Almaty and villages, demonstrate that the Russian leader might not be interested in ending the war. This is what Donald Trump declared on April 26th. And he didn't stop there. He reiterated his willingness and thus also the willingness of the United States of America to increase sanctions on Russia to encourage Russia to soften its stance. The only means these people have, obviously, are the sanctions. So, in an article published on Trust Social, shortly after Donald Trump's meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky, Trump stated that there was no reason for Putin to fire missiles at civilian areas, cities, and villages in recent days. So, for Trump, in recent days, there is no reason for Putin to fire on Ukrainian villages and cities. Why? Because negotiations have started. But listen, in war, as in war, the negotiations have not yet concluded. When Kiev fires, what do they say? They don't say anything special. So, ladies and gentlemen, beyond this aspect, the third very important event is the new French ambassador to Russia. So despite all this, France is sending its man, an ambassador, to Russia, right? Despite everything that is seen, everything that is said. So this gentleman's name is Nicolola de Rivier. Nicolola de Rivier, the new ambassador. So, the new ambassador made statements in Russia that contradict the statements of his foreign minister and also contradict the statements of the president who appointed him, President Emmanuel Macron. So, this is causing great turmoil within the French government. We will come back to this in a future video conference, and we will thoroughly analyze it. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for sharing the video conference as much as possible. I will get back to you shortly with new updates. This was the voice of your humble servant, Robert Leah.